Hello and welcome. This is gonna be a guide for the Maven boss fight. This is a new boss that is introduced in the 3.13 expansion, Echoes of the Atlas. So most people maybe still haven't tried it yet. So I have just killed her. It was my second attempt. So let's talk about how difficult the fight is. It is for sure harder than Cirrus. Probably the most hardest fight right now in the game maybe. With Uber Elder competing, yeah, because Cirrus is actually way easier compared to Uber Elder in my opinion. So Maven is probably the hardest fight right now, but that's because we don't know, maybe you don't know yet the tactics. But once you got a couple of tries, it's not actually that hard. There's one or two mechanics that can easily kill you. So yeah, maybe they need some tuning. I don't know. So we're gonna talk all about those. So let's talk about what kind of character you want. Maybe you are not a very good player, or maybe your build isn't good for boss killing. So the character I used is an Elementalist Ignite Discharge. So the guide will be up in a couple of days, so check that out if you want. I do lots of solid endgame build guides, so subscribe and check my channel if you want. So with a range character and something like Ignite, so it is a dot character, it is actually very easy to kill. Because you just put your ignite on it, on the boss, and just run away maybe, so the boss will just die itself, you don't even have to do anything all the time. So the DPS will be like 100% up maybe all the time if you don't be that lazy or maybe avoid so much stuff, So yeah, so anything dot, maybe damage or time, maybe any kind of range build, minions probably are fine, but I'm not sure about those after the nerf, because I don't play minion, that's not my kind of build. But melee especially is at a little handicap, I first tried it on a melee character, got to last phase, but because I didn't know the fight, I died 3 times before the last phase, and the last phase just got me, the rest of the portals. So if you are not experienced, you can have a hard time on a melee probably. So yeah. So how do you enter the fight? Let's just talk about that also, then I will just start explaining the fight. So once you got to maps, obviously you want to progress through Atlas, get some Maven invitations and work on your Atlas region passive trees, and eventually once you kill 3 bosses, 5 bosses, 7 bosses, and it will be like 10 bosses, and that's the cap. It won't go any higher. So once you kill 10 bosses at a time, you will have some splinters drop. Most of the time 1 or 2 splinters, sometimes maybe 3, I'm not really sure. So once you combine those splinters, you will have Maven's Wrath, and you can enter the boss with that. So yeah. So let's start with the boss. I killed the boss on Awaken level 9. Maybe you can reduce to lower the difficulty if you want, and it will be a little easier because the boss will have less health. So once you go into the fight, she's just talking at the start. You just want to wait a little, maybe prepare your, I don't know, whatever your build has. So once she's activated, so this is the Maven, alright. There is actually 2 different phases. There is actually another boss here. There is a brain. Let's just go back a little, you can see. So check the right, top right side, there is actually a brain here, a brain creature. There's a monster, alright. So this is another boss. So there will be 2 phases. You will fight Maven, then she will go away and the brain will come. Then you will DPS the brain a little, and then it will go again Maven, then brain, again Maven, brain. Once the brain is dead, it will be last phase, and you will kill Maven, and that's it. So there are actually a lot of phases, but they are all similar, and the tactics are most of the time very similar. So what you want to do once you are fighting Maven? So probably the most deadliest thing is this attack that she is doing. She's gonna do it right now. As you can see, she shoots a lot of frost ice projectiles. You can see that little balls, frost ball stuff, and she will cast at least 5 of these. She actually says something before doing that, so make sure you.
A cascade of pain.
But she actually says something. Maybe I will just put it on the screen. So once you heard that, once you hear that, you will know that she will cast this stuff. So you need to go away or maybe draw circles around the boss. These balls actually stuns you very easily, so this character isn't stun immune. So I actually got close to dying a couple of times because of this. So if you're not stun immune, you need to be very careful. Again, these deal ice, frost damage, whatever, cold damage. If your cold resist or elemental resistances are higher, you will have a higher survivability. So what are these little 3, I believe, balls that are following you? So the brain, I believe, summons these. You need to actually kite these like the Shaper fight, the Shaper ball, you know, and then explode those at a safe place. So actually the middle of the arena is probably the safest because once she's in her memory phase, we haven't seen it yet. You cannot stand in the middle. So if you put all the shit in the middle, you will be fine. Or you can just put those around the edges, you know. That's what I do most of the time, but you can also put them in the middle. So I actually fucked up there because I was trying to avoid, so I put those here. As you can see, there's a celestial shit on the ground. So let's just take a look at that one more time. So as you notice, the 3 little blue balls that are following you, and then you need to just explode them at a safe place. So here's another skill that she uses. So this one. So there will be 3 beams and, you know, a lot of balls, stuff, whatever. So she will cast 2 of these. One of these will start here and will sweep like this to the right. The other one will start here and sweep to the left. So these are actually very easy to avoid. You can just go away, maybe go to bottom of the screen like I did right now, and it is very safe to dodge these. If you want to stand under the boss for DPS, you should do this. Just don't stand on the laser's path, alright? Just dodge one of those and stand on the other one's direction, because that means that you probably dodged that already. So you just don't want to be standing on its way, otherwise those beams will overlap and you will die in a second probably. It will just die and kills you instantly. I actually died to that once in my first attempt on my other character, so yeah. So just go away or maybe dodge like that, you know. There's actually one last thing. We can actually see those here. So there is actually these other balls, a little maybe purplish, I don't know, celestial effect. So there are actually a lot of these balls around the arena. Sometimes there are like 10, like they are a train, right? You know, choo choo. there are a lot of balls like this. These will be on the outer edge of the screen. So these are actually needed for challenge. So if you explode most of these, so these are like the volatile flame bloods that the Nemesis monsters do. All right, you just need to cast, move through them, and they will just explode after a second. Maybe I will just touch it. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, as you saw that I actually went through one of those, and then it just goes bigger and then explodes. These are actually very easy to bait, let's say. Just go through those and they will just explode. That's it. So you can just pop maybe Quicksilver and go through like 10 of them, because there will be a lot of these if you don't pop any of those, yeah. So this is important. Once you phase Maven, let's say, because she is not dead yet, the brain will come. So you need to do this. Once the brain gets activated, it will cast a shockwave on this inner ring, alright? And it will just kill you instantly. I'm not sure about the damage. Maybe some characters can survive that, I'm not sure. But most of the time it kills you in one shot. It needs to be lightning damage as far as I know. So you will notice that there will be an outer little part spawns, alright? So you just need to find that and go out. So this is the safe space. So after you run away to the outer platform, the boss will cast that shockwave and then you can safely enter the zone back. And then just stand still, alright? You don't need to do anything. After a while there will be beams on the side of the boss, alright? So at all costs you cannot touch these. You don't die if you touch those, but you will have a 10-second, I believe, debuff that blocks all kind of healing, something like that. So you cannot heal your character. Maybe there are some different ways. I don't know if Blood of Kari works, that's what I use, but it probably blocks all kind of healing, so you don't want to touch these. If your character is a melee, or maybe you are using Whirling Blade, alright, maybe Leap Slam. I'm not sure about Leap Slam, but Whirling Blade doesn't work on this boss. So if you try to go through this, you will get hit. So you need some blink skills if you want to move a lot in this phase. Actually, you can just turn with the boss. As you can see, the boss turns slowly. So actually you don't need any mobility skill at all. You can just turn with the boss at the same time, so you don't get hit by that at all. Other than that, there is nothing to do actually. There will be some random map bosses that spawns. You don't need to kill them at all. If your DPS is good, just burst the brain. You can also refill your flasks if you want by killing some of the bosses. So just DPS the boss. Once it gets hit, like it will just go away. So after you face the boss, there will be a new mechanic called the maze game, I believe, something like that. So the boss arena will be, you know, get split into three, like a pizza pie, alright? A big pizza pie, let's say, big slices. So there will be three. This will be the exact arena each time she does this. So there will be, I will just call these number 1, number 2, number 3. You can just memorize them, whatever you want. I actually use paper and pen on my desk and write those here. You know, it will be you know, very easy like that. If you don't want to bother with that, or if your memory is good, you can obviously do it on your mind. You know, you just need to memorize the pattern and enter the exact pattern. If you fail, you just die. So you just need to log out if you want, if you have experience, something like that. So this is probably the most annoying and maybe hardest mechanic of this boss. And she also does this at last phase, which is like, you know, very hard actually, because there will be more shit going on. So we'll just get there in a second. So she just stands here, you don't need to do anything, so you just need to pay attention to what's going on. So the number 3, that's what I call, gets activated, then number 1 and number 2. So the order is 3, 1, 2, so you just need to go through those, and it will get highlighted by green. So there is one trick here which I didn't know until I died. So actually you cannot stand on the middle, or maybe you just need to don't get hit by this, because she will start casting something on the middle and it will get bigger. If you run out of time, if you cannot enter the puzzle correct, the whole arena will be covered with this and you will just die. So this is something that one-shots you. Even if you are entering the code, you know, the pattern correct, if you get hit by this, which I'm gonna get hit by now, even though I completed the puzzle, let's say, and as you notice that I actually pressed it, you know, stepped on it, and I just died. So you just need to do this on the outer section to be safe, and that's something that I didn't know actually. So this is why you can actually put those balls, the balls that is similar to the Shaper fight, on the middle, because you cannot step on the middle anyways. So that's why middle is a safe spot to put some shit on. So you just need to enter the pattern and that's it. So just continue. So again, Maven comes, same stuff. As you notice that there are actually now a lot of those balls that I explained earlier. So you just need to move through these and explode them if you want. So you just DPS the boss again, dodge the balls, dodge this frost mechanic that she does. So this is very important. Same stuff now. So just watch out for the brain, you know, whatever that is. It will also cast this new, I believe, mechanic. So you just need to avoid that. There's a big laser. So very easy actually. This phase is probably one of the easiest right now actually. So same stuff, nothing new. So the hardest part is actually the last phase, in my opinion. So you just phase Maven again, the brain comes, outer section will appear, just run to that, wait for the explosion, and then it is safe to enter again. Again, DPS the boss. If you want flasks, kill some bosses. So tower boss is here right now, you know, shore boss. So some random bosses. So once you phase the brain again, she will just come. Sometimes she doesn't do maze phase. It is all RNG, I believe. So just same stuff. Just keep DPSing. So I'll just get to the last phase now, because nothing new will happen. So again, brain comes. So this is the final phase for brain. So you fight the brain 3 times. After that, it will just die. So as you can see, it is now dead. So this is the last phase, this is the hardest phase. First, if you want the challenge, you should avoid all these blue spinning lasers. As you can see, I was standing in the middle and it just got failed. And also I got that 10-second debuff that blocks my healing. You can see that it has 9 seconds now on the upper section. So yeah, these are very important. You should dodge these at all costs. Even though if you don't want the challenge, you will just block your healing and probably will die if you get hit by something. So yeah. So she's actually doing the maze phase now. I didn't quite notice that, but let's see what's going on. So because you also need to dodge these, it's actually hard to memorize the maze sometimes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. I believe that's the pattern, but let's see if I entered it correct. I actually fucked it on the first try, but somehow didn't die. So let's talk about that real quick. I actually don't know why I didn't die. Let's see. Actually, I failed it, and yes, you can see that the challenge also popped, failed. So let's see why I didn't die. Maybe we'll learn something new. So I entered it wrong. So I'm still at full HP. I still have that healing debuff. Now I'm getting hit by that shit probably. And then it exploded. Let's see what my absorb looks like. So actually I don't have much elementalist absorption also. So maybe that doesn't one-shot you, I'm not sure. Maybe the outer region is fine if you have decent health pool. I'm not sure, I didn't die, yeah. So yeah, that's the maze phase again. So if you are good at it, just go for it obviously, but I fucked up and surprisingly didn't die. So this is the last phase, everything is same except these lasers, and also she sometimes throw a meteor at you, which is very easy to dodge. I'm not sure if she did this. Oh no, she just died. So yeah, that's about it. If you have any tactics that you know, maybe I missed something, or if you have any better idea for that maze phase, or maybe any part of the phases, you know, just let me know in the comments so other people can also learn. Don't forget to join my Discord if you want to chat with me and other players, and that's also where I answer questions about my builds. So check my builds if you want. And the build for this character is gonna be online in a couple of days. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.